Okay, hello again folks, welcome to the Japanese location test mod for Adon. This time I'm King Blacktooth. Let's get straight into it with the Red Focus. It looks like so he gets mini explosions on his foot, pretty much, and a slash to let you know what's happening. And the same rules apply, it comes out slightly faster, and the maximum level crumples, anything before the maximum level doesn't crumple. Okay, costs 2 meter to use and can absorb 12 hits. If you FADC into it, it costs 4 meter and can only absorb 6. Okay, so the first Adon change is close standing heavy kick, so that move. It's got an improved hitbox both forward and upwards. I increased upwards a little bit more than forwards because really forwards probably isn't going to be too much of an issue since it's a close attack anyway. So when he's jumping, hopefully this is a bit easier to connect. No, we don't want stun, do we? Hate stun. And any times that he might fly through the foot, you know, slide through it, that's an active frames problem. But hopefully that's easier to connect now, because you can obviously connect it after that, but that shouldn't be a problem anyway. So the next thing, and this is actually quite a scary one for Adon players, fast standing heavy kick is now only 1 hit. Okay, no matter where it is, it's only 1 hit. But the damage has been consolidated, so it's 120 damage, which is good. Now, one thing which I never did because it wasn't stated is I never consolidated the stun or the active frames. So the stun is only the stun of the latter hit, and the active frames are only the active frames of the latter hit. So this is, you know, could be a problem. It's made it worse in that respect, but it wasn't stated, so I never did it. No doubt I'm probably going to have to change this when people start telling me the stun has gone up as well and the active frames are both, to make it a bit better. But most people only used it at maximum distance anyway, so you really kind of don't need the active frames in that case, I don't think. It'd be nice if it came out earlier, I'm sure. Anyway, the next thing is forward medium punch, which is Jaguar Cruncher, I believe. His frame advantage +3 on hit versus standing opponents. So if he's standing, which he is, and I hit him, which I do, it's +3 rather than +4. So we've got a bit of a nerf by 1 frame, but you can still go into standing light punch if you're any good. There we go. But there's not much else you can do. You can do light punch into EX Jaguar kick and put it all together, and you know, you guys will be able to figure out if it's still any good, but most of the time you might want to do it meaty anyway. Anyway, next thing, no safe jump from forward throw. This was reported very informally, it wasn't stated as fact, but it's because if you do the safe jump they're still on the ground, so they've got a delayed wake up just generally off the forward throw now, so you can't do that as a safe jump. So basically I just made it so he stays on the ground. Well, actually he floats a bit more because it's really annoying, and I don't know how to make him stay on the ground because the hard knockdown is hard coded into the system somewhere. So I can change each character's individual, but that's not quite right. Since I'm changing Adon, I can't just change Ryu's because then it would change for all the other characters versus Ryu. So I just made him float a bit more, and that means that is impossible. But as a point, because it's a hard knockdown off forward throw, he would have the option of doing a delayed wake up. So maybe this might turn into a safe jump for delayed wake ups. Just a possibility there. Next thing is -10 damage on all regular Jaguar kicks. Okay, let's turn stun off again, just to be sure. So Jaguar kicks all have... No, that's not Jaguar kick. There you go. So -10 damage on all of them, so that's now 130. 130 as well for the medium, and 120 for the heavy. Okay, and the chip damage on all the air ones has been reduced in half. So split in half. So if it used to do 30, I think. No, that one used to do 20. So now it does 10. That one misses. That one does 10 as well. That one does 10. And the EX does 11 and 9. Okay, so they've been split in half, which I think is quite good. Air Jaguar kicks. They're really good at doing instant Jaguar kicks. So, and although they are parryable, so I'm not sure. I would have preferred the normal Jaguar kicks to have reduced chip, because 35 is crazy chip, really. I mean, look at that. And that's a move which is really hard to deal with, I find anyway, as Goken. So I would have preferred that one, but they reduced the chip of the air one for whatever reason. And the last thing actually is Ultra 1 forward movement is decreased after the first 2 hits to allow better combo ability on close opponents. So it hits and then it slows down a bit like that. So on close opponents, I'm going to make them crouch because that's usually the case where you start going over them. And that wasn't crouch, so what am I doing? It's more likely to hit. I didn't really think that was much of an issue. It's the first hit which is more likely to go over them if they're crouching, really. But they chose after the second, or on the second hit afterwards as well. So there are all the Adon changes, quite a lot. You know, really, the safe jump might annoy people. You have to, because that was quite an easy safe jump to get. But maybe do the back throw and you kind of got mix up. I don't know. I'm not an Adon player, and standing heavy kick is kind of a big thing. They're going to have to start working their way around that move. And apart from that, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and tell me if anything's wrong or anything is interesting, or anything new gets updated, because I sort of rely on the people who play this character who are looking for that information to give me more news if it's been updated. Because the Makoto forums had specific Makoto stuff in there which was more up to date than any of the sources I'm finding. So if you see anything new or different, let me know, and thanks for watching. So when you want to install my mod, you need to download the mod in the download link in the video, and then extract the file. You'll have your character name changes, so a nice readme to let you know what I've changed and how I changed it, and installation instructions if you don't want to listen to me. And you'll have a character name.bac and character name.bcm. So the next thing you need to do is find your Capcom directory, because your Super Street Fighter 4 files will be in there. Mine's in the C drive in program files, but if you bought it on Steam, it'll probably be in your Steam directory somewhere. So you go in to Super Street Fighter 4. Now you've got some patch 1.07 and patch 1.06. You need to find the one with your most up-to-date character. For example, if we were doing Sagat, his most up-to-date one would be in 1.07, as well as Ryu, Yuri, Dudley, DJ and Cody. But most characters are in 1.06. The character I'm doing is in there, and most characters are. I'll mention it if it's in 1.07. So you go in, and then you go into Battle, Regulation, Latest AE, and then you find the character we're doing. I'm doing Bison, which has got the name Vega at the moment. And so you'll have the character name.bac, character name.bcm, and all you need to do is, I recommend making a backup and copying those files in and rename them original, just so you got them as backup. And then you just copy over my ones into there, and that will allow you to play as my modded version in arcade mode, training mode and versus mode. So you can have some fun. If you've got local friends to play with, you could update 2 characters that I do and then fight against each other with the new changes. That would be quite interesting. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and I hope that has helped.